Welcome to No, I'm Not a Human, a game of choices where every decision made can save a life or take one. This game has been popular since its initial showcase about a year ago. However, recently, and by recently I mean about a month ago, its demo was made available on Steam. This demo is visually and more than likely mechanically different than the alpha that people played long ago. So that's the job I have here today, to show you what this game has to offer, and totally not because Slithy begged me to make this video. Subscribe. Instantly, when the game begins, you're thrust into this hallway at night, the disturbing music singing to you, and with a knock at the door. To cut a long story short, this is our neighbor who came to check on us and inform us that something is wrong with the sun. It's become so hot that staying out during the day can kill you. It's not known why the sun has changed, but that's not our only worry, unfortunately. This event has led to creatures coming from underground called visitors, who if they find out you're home alone or manage to get inside, will inevitably kill you. They are nearly indistinguishable from normal humans, but as the days go by, there are ways to check, like their perfect white teeth, lack of armpit hair, dirty nails, or blood red eyes. Unfortunately, everyone in this world is so goddamn weird, it makes it incredibly difficult to figure out who's a real human or not. Look at these things. It's disgusting and you can't even call some of these human. Always ignore them. Now we get to the main form of gameplay. It's kind of similar to something like Quarantine Zone, something I did not too long ago. Each night, several people will come knocking on the door, one after the other. We have to make the hard decision of letting people inside or keeping them away from us, dooming them to die. It's far from over whenever we let someone inside. We have to make sure they're not visitors when checking up on them, following the 4 rules I mentioned earlier. And if we make the call, we can end things. As the days go by, you're all alone with your guests, and each of them have their own unique personalities. One that I'll specifically point out is the Burned Man. Physically, he's one of the more suspicious looking people, but when it comes down to how he speaks, he's probably the most normal of the bunch in this game. Everyone has their own personality traits, like the wheelchair-bound thing, who quite literally has schizophrenia, and some fat guy who calls everyone human and sees the ongoing event as a religious purge. But he's the only one who behaves normal for his condition, accepting his imminent death from his burn wounds and laments his dead firefighter friends. Next up is something I typically wouldn't mention, but when pointed out to me I couldn't help but feel interested. The music in the game all shares the same song, the song that plays during the day. Once the night comes, it becomes distorted, and I initially left it at that, but without realizing it, each night the music is more and more distorted than the last. Take a listen. Next, I'll take the time to mention that you can look out up to 3 windows in your house at nighttime. As the days go by, you'll see a story unfold. On night 1, you can see your neighbor's house. The inside is bright with his family inside. And there are teens hanging out in the yard in the second window, and the third has absolutely nothing. On night 2, your neighbor and his daughter are playing outside, forgetting the grim apocalypse. In the second window, the teenagers who were there just last night are all dead. The blood on their corpse is still fresh, meaning it happened recently. And lastly, the third window has someone who is without a doubt a visitor, not even resembling someone human, and all we can do is wait for him to pass by the house. Night 3, a group of female employees are right by the neighbor's house. Whatever they're there for, we don't know. In the second window, there are more female employees cleaning up and studying the dead bodies of the teens from yesterday. And in the third window is a group of armed soldiers who we can hear are out for the pale visitor from the day before. Night 4, your neighbor's home is on fire. With no clues whether he or his family made it out alive, all you can do is assume the worst. In the second window, the visitor from before is holding the severed head of a soldier from the group the other day. And in the third window is a pile of lifeless bodies from soldiers, with one missing its head. Night 5. All that's left is a pile of ashes from the home of the one man you could call a friend in this apocalypse. The next window has the head from yesterday impaled on a stick, as a small threat from the visitor the other day. And the last window has female employees cleaning the mess the visitor caused with a group of soldiers' dead bodies and their belongings, thus ending the additional info the window gives us. So, What's next? This is where the game's demo ends, with only 5 days available to play until the full game releases at the end of the year. But what is there besides just surviving? The game's full story is still a mystery for several reasons. What are the visitors and why did they come from underground, specifically now once the sun started heating up? What's wrong with the sun to cause the daytime to be so dangerous? There's no clear answer besides pointing out some of the obvious details. The visitors will never attempt to force their entry and always try to blend in as humans despite being capable of extreme violence and strength, like the Pale Man, acting like vampires almost. FEMA is actively working on something, but it's unknown what they're doing the entire game. The government is hiding whatever goal they have set to work on, and not once do we get to understand what they're looking to accomplish. It's with that where we have trouble trusting them and their instructions due to having control over our lives and hiding their true intentions. The Pale White Man is a unique visitor. He hides nothing and he's the only one that will break into our home if we don't have anyone else inside with us, but leaves if he knows we're not alone. He's strong despite his skinny body and is fixated on hunting us and ensuring we do not forget his presence. When the full game releases, I can imagine he'll have an even bigger role to play to tell us something else. Something more important and disturbing about the truth of the situation the world is in from the sun and its unrelenting heat. In the end, there is not much we know about the future of this game or how things will go. We'll just have to wait for fall to come because in the end, dogs rule the world and only dogs will be here. How do I even start this? I lost a bet to Boba, to which he got to decide on my next game after that stinky Valorant playing schmuck won a 1v1 on Roblox. This bitch plays Valorant all the time! That's why he's winning! I'm playing on a Joseph Joestar breast mouse pad, I don't have much room. No! Subscribe to me if you felt sorry. Only now that I get around to doing it since I got busy doing some small things. Nothing special. So, the game is called Quarantine Zone. By the game's description, it's a mixture of Papers, Please and zombie elements to ensure no infected survivors make it inside of the quarantine zone that we're also managing with the food, energy, and medication all rapidly plummeting each day. This is a demo, so most of the base game is a prolonged tutorial, though there are 3 main mechanics that make up most of the game: base management, infection, inspection, and lastly, zombie killing. The main appeal of the game, however, is the inspections given the multitude of clips you might have seen, so we'll go in detail of that one right now. This is the infection inspection, as I like to call it, and easily the reason why the game became popular. A set number of survivors will walk through the gate, with each one needing a full body examination to ensure they're not carrying any symptoms of infection. Herpes is one of them. There's lots of ways to determine if anyone is carrying some form of infection. The list states the following: appearance, discharges, indicators, sounds, and even objects. Survivors coming in with any kind of unknown symptoms can be quarantined or let inside with the risk of turning, but if there's something dead specific such as a bite mark or zombie breath, they'll be sent to the liquidation room or you can handle it yourself. There are various tools to help indicate different symptoms for different survivors. If someone walks in with freckles, shoot them. If they come in as pale as paper, they're at the peak of their health and are free to enter. If their heartbeat is too high, shoot them. If they look at you the wrong way, shoot them. If they have a high fever, shoot them. Survivors who are quarantined have a chance to turn once inside, but the saved ones can be re-evaluated again to go inside the safe camp, or you can shoot them. Now here's the rest of the game that you probably don't know about, since most only care about the diagnosing part of the process. The money gained for killing infected and letting in survivors can't be used for hosing good shows, but unfortunately managing the base. No, I have no clue what position we're in the military. Every day, energy, food, and medication needs to be restocked, and failure to restock them will, well, I'm not too sure, I didn't lack anything, but I think it docks your pay. You can pay to create more buildings inside or upgrade current ones, but unfortunately there is no goon corner to construct, so you'll be dry beating it in private in this apocalypse. The more buildings there are, the more you need to spend on energy, and the more people there are, the more you need to spend on food. But that's where we transition to the next point of the game: evacuating survivors and slaying zombies. Once every few starry nights, or when evacuating survivors, you're in a drone view with one single goal in mind. The first version is to defend the quarantine camp and blast any and all zombies away, like it's a live leak video in a foreign country, and you can buy upgrades later in the demo for bait, air support, or bombs, but I only ever bombed them. This quarantine zone was promised to us 2,000 years ago. Next, when evacuating survivors, you trail the trucks to ensure none end up being destroyed by the zombies, and well, failing these is pretty hard, especially because you're given a little way too much leniency, and that's about it for the game. Do I think it's a game deserving of its popularity? Yeah, probably. The game isn't bad at all, and the survivor inspections is very detailed, especially when you think about how in-depth it all is if you leave an infected inside of the quarantine zone and they kill everyone inside with them, or if a survivor that's hyper-aggressive needs to be shot down by you. Although this feels like a situation where the free demo version of the game is super popular, but the full version gets maybe half the attention it did at launch. I'm not sure, I'm just spitballing and hoping I can reach 5 minutes to upload this dog-ass video. This sucks. YouTube didn't work out and Slithy's riding high on the fame, living the dream while I'm stuck right here at a dead-end job. I get the feeling that this is not a good idea. The most terrifying experience mankind has ever dealt with was made even scarier. For your sake and my own, let's cover this without any filler. Here's some filler text instead you should listen to. The game is called A Shift at Midnight, a demo that is certainly gaining traction with multiplayer coming soon. And let's get the most important point across. This game is awesome. Even with most of its basic choices of gameplay like scanning items or checking ID, there's a layer of depth to it all. Stocking items is visually nice like flashing colors in front of a retarded kid, and even the cleaning process is fun. Similar to a Viscera cleanup detail almost. I don't give a fuck if I mispronounced it or not. Now this is a horror game, and unfortunately having a job isn't the only terrifying thing in this game. La-di-da-di-da. Hopefully this is just a normal human and not an evil doppelganger trying to touch my butt. What the hell was that? The premise of the game is very simple. Skinwalkers will come inside trying to buy things from us, but we check them out with a very in-depth system to determine who's a real human or who's my dog. Besides the initial ID check, we can look up their name on the computer and see details about them that need to match as well as ask them questions to determine if what they say is human-like or not. Naturally, of course, as John Amnesia III, I can tell when some of these things are human or not. Hello, hello. Hey there. I know girls don't fucking call me cute. That was a dead ringer.
Hello everybody, my name is...
You just came inside. Nah, something's wrong. I don't fucking trust you. Good. Hey. I'm not getting the fuck out of here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh god, this is scary. I'm hiding. Fuck that shit. No, I'm hiding. Oh god, I'm scared. The game's actually scared me now. Bitch! Bitch! Fuck! Okay. I know what to do now. This is where shit gets bad. Oh god. Oh boy. Okay. Where the fuck is it? What the fuck? I'm safe? Am I safe? I left. Oh, this game is in depth. Holy shit. There's a lot to this game. You have tasks like maintaining the store, cleaning, taking out trash, shooting imposters, fighting gigantic skinwalker spiders, and taking the bus home. Just normal job stuff. I can say for certain when the whole thing releases, I'm gonna have to give it a shot. Might even do a follow-up on the multiplayer when it's available with someone. But overall, the game is super good and fun. Honestly, gonna have to give it a 10 out of 10 rating for being able to excel with everything the game attempts to do. And now you'll leave a comment and subscribe because the voice you're hearing told you to before the outro plays. Is it really a Nexus video if I'm not a week or two late to a very popular game? Let's pause for a second. This is Blood Mall, a short indie horror based around the very basic idea of a fucking dinosaur rampaging through a mall. Honestly, dinosaur horror is underutilized. We should have way more like this. Anyways, let's dive in right after you subscribe. This game, like many other indie horror games, is set in an old VHS style. Maybe I should talk like one too to fit the time period, but it wouldn't work well. Let's introduce ourselves a little slower. The game begins with an extremely loud cutscene of people being torn apart that I can barely even be heard over. Holy shit, that's loud! Fucking hell! And then we get to our perspective talking to the police chief, where we, and yes, only us, are to hunt down the dinosaur with a shotgun as they seal us off. Is it really bright to let one guy inside? I'm not sure what the thought process is letting one poor soul inside, but at least we have a weapon. Dumb choices aside, the game has a pretty chilling atmosphere. You know you'll be hunted in here. So I was on edge the entire time. The environment is covered in blood and destruction. We already know it's a dinosaur that caused the destruction, but as for what it could have been, it's anyone's guess. The further we go in the mall, the more carnage we see. Spears impaling bodies on the wall and floors. And after looting one of the corpses to move forward, strangely, a note left in the break room mentions today was a big day for an employee. It'll be important for later. Big day today. Oh boy. Big open area. Prime time for some dino to grab me by my nuggies. Past the debris, it's time to place bait for the monster. Holy shit, that's fast. Oh boy, I'm actually getting scared. Okay, let's make these shots count. I can't run away from it. I get the idea that I gotta get a little closer to get the most damage out of this. No! Seriously! Seriously! Run away, bitch. 2 shots is what it takes to make the dino scram, but as I'm sure a lot of you watching are thinking, what the hell kind of dinosaur is this and how can it shoot spears at us? Well, that's what this radio calls for. The police chief brought a paleontologist who, after hearing our description of the dino, tells us the name of it is a Hastovenator from the Triassic period 250 million years ago. We're alone with that thing in this mall to hunt the hunter. And in case you're wondering, this dinosaur is in fact not real and was created for this game. So no, dinosaurs were not chucking throat spears at each other back in the day, but they might have done other things. It's not long before the next area where we can place our bait, but Lord Almighty, is it closer than ever this time. Jeez, it sounds bigger. Get off of me! Man, it's a good thing I never came here. Man, it's a good thing I didn't come here yet. Okay, let's see how this is gonna go. This is my first time actually being here. Back up, you stupid bitch! After dealing with another encounter, all we can do is chase after it and pray we find it before it finds us. Hiding out in a nearby store, we talk things over with the chief and the paleontologist to discuss our next course of action. Predictably, all by ourselves, we cannot kill a goddamn dinosaur with nothing but an old shotgun, but a lot more guns can. For some reason. The plan is to steal the dino's egg inside the garden store in the first floor and get chased outside the mall to then blast it away. We know it's a female dino because only the female Venator can chuck out spears. With the plan set, we have to figure out how to even reach the garden room. But on the way there, more of the story gets shown to us in the form of a newspaper, to which scientists from the Dayton Particle Research Group would have big plans slated for today, and a test that, and I quote, has the potential to fold time. So we more or less have ideas on why a dino is in a mall now. Inside the store that we put together our plan at, a note tells us about a hidden screwdriver that we can use to unlock an event nearby. A vent directly above the gardening store. Interesting. There it is. Despite never being attacked on the way to the vent, it still never felt safe to go. Let me get the hell out of here. Let's see how this goes. We're inside the room. We get one last call instructing us on how to get out once we start, and with nothing else to lose, we start running. Let's go. Fucking move! Shoot him!
Oh, Jesus, Mother Mary. Well done, boys. We got him.
Not sure why these pistols can kill it and not our shotgun, but the beast is dead. We survived and eliminated the threat. But not all is well. 2 hours later, something is being transported. Something extremely secured. The egg we took is inside a laboratory with the initials DPRG plastered all over the place. Until sitting on a table incubating, the egg is about to hatch inside of the Dayton Particle Research Group lab, ending our game on a deadly cliffhanger.